Hello everyone, here is Sam, and here you see Cookie in the executive chair, the executive Seahawks chair. Um, Today I am doing some barbecue on my trusty 10-year-old Weber grill. See that charcoals are pretty much nice and hot. What we're grilling here today it's a flank steak, which is that underbelly. It's a nice cut of meat. It's very lean and it's pretty juicy, even if you cook it more than medium rare. But we're making it Korean style, K-barbecue style, not the traditional K-barbecue Kalbi style, but a little bit less traditional and less known Jumuluk Kalbi style. So this is a marinade which is less heavy on the soy sauce, often without sugar, and it's just a strong element of the sesame oil and garlic and the white shoots of scallion onions with some salt and pepper. So essentially it's a nice Korean marinade, but it really accentuates the flavor of the beef. So that's what we have here. And this was a request by Wendy, my friend Wendy, so here you go. All right, so I took this marinade and basically I marinated all afternoon. It'd be better to do it overnight, but if you have the time, overnight is better. So I'm gonna take this nice flank and put it right onto the coals. Cookie got a little scared there, didn't he? All right, so this thing is about 1.5 pounds, and you can see it's pretty big, but very thin. So I'll probably do like maybe 3 to 5 minutes aside to sear both sides, and then if you see over here, there's only coals on this side. This side there's no coals. I'm going to transfer it over to the side with no coals, and indirectly cook it like it's baking in an oven with the lid on for an additional 5 minutes. So all in, it could be probably about 13 minutes or so. So it's a another nice sunny early August day, which is getting closer to fall, which is sad. Because we didn't really get to experience a summer this year because of the pandemic. And it sounds like there's no, at least some of the conferences, college football conferences are shutting down this fall, so no season this year, at least for some conferences. All right, so this side, you can see it's got a nice sear to it. So I'm just going to go flip it over. Let's sear some more on this side. Now, the traditional cut of beef that's used for Korean barbecue, the beef, the Kalbi barbecue, is actually the rib meats. And the Korean style is just like going along the length of a rib. You're gonna have this nice succulent rib meat attached to that rib bone, and they'll just slice it thinly attached to the crosswise rib bone and grill it, marinate it and grill it that way. But you might also be familiar with what's known as the LA Kalbi style. Now they usually take 3 or 4 of those rig segments and cut it crosswise across those 3 bones. So you're going to see the 3 bone pieces, and then you're going to see this long line of beef along those 3 bones. So that's known as LA Kalbi style. And a lot of times, they'll just cut up kind of square chunks of the beef without the bone, and that's fairly popular with this Jumuluk style that I'm illustrating here to you today. I also want to do a shout out to probably my only regular fans in Korea, QD and Sukyu, the married, happily newlywed married couple. Um, Obviously, you're going to be seeing this, so it's almost like a personalized video. So I hope you're enjoying that. So I've been flipping it over. Just a lot of people will say just leave it on one side for several minutes and then flip it over once. But I tend to flip more frequently when it's like a longer, it's like a bigger piece of meat where you get to cook it longer time. I'm pretty interactive with it. As you can see right here, it's getting a nice caramelized brown crust there. So that's what we're looking for with this. See, that's looking really nicely seared right here. All right, well, Cookie's busy doing something back there. I don't know. He's just enjoying being outside in this nice weather rather than cooped up inside. I'm wearing this t-shirt from Hawaii, the Dole Plantation t-shirt. Basically just because it's a nice summer sunny day, and I wanted to kind of go back to the last time I had a good time in nice weather when I went to Oahu with my family and my parents at the end of 2019. So, you know, it was basically before this entire pandemic started, but it was a nice trip. Look at that. There's more color there. All right. So I might sear it some more, but for purposes of not making you guys sit and wait, I'm going to transfer this over to the uncold side and let it start baking. So putting the lid on. So we'll give it about 5 minutes, maybe less. But while we do that, let me show you. This is what I prepared. So if we're talking about the flank steak that I have prepared, marinated Korean Jumuluk style, is all ready, and I've sliced that up, and we're going to start eating it. This is kind of like a representative of how we would do the sam, which is a Korean word for wrap. So we're doing a wrap, you know, like wrapping that beef with lettuce and the shiso sesame leaf. So here you see we've just got some romaine lettuce, and this shiso leaf we actually got from we grow it right in a small garden on our property. Now, or actually the perilla. It's a perilla, Korean perilla, which is a relative to the shiso, but they're very similar, but different. So that's nice. I've got some more of those scallions, and these we also grew in our little garden. Here you see some rice. This is just rice cooked with some red beans. So it just gives it some color. So I put some rice in there. Here I got a variation of a kimchi. This is it's a kimchi with a pickled radish. I've got some pickled mild jalapeno peppers here, and then this is a Korean sauce or paste called samjang. It's often used with the Korean barbecues as a sauce to accentuate. It's made with the Korean miso or the Korean bean paste, and also the Korean red pepper spice, and some garlic, and maybe some scallion and some salt, pepper, and it's just cooked, fried and cooked together, and it's like a very pungent and a very savory sauce there. So that's what we're going to have in our sam or in our wrap. All right, so let's see how this is doing. So it's been indirect cooking for 2 or 3 minutes now. You have the coals on this side and the protein here, and I covered it up with the lid. I would probably, I'm going to accelerate this for purpose of the video. So I'm just going to, if this was finished after 5 minutes of cooking, baking indirectly, then I'd additionally take it out and let it rest. Let that meat cool down and rest for 10 minutes, just to let the juices settle within the protein. So I will be breaking that cardinal rule again, and let me just show you. Oh, before I get there, actually, I wanted to show you these nice festive lights my wife put up here. So it's all about making do with what you can during a pandemic, right? So, all right. So let's take this out. And let me just, okay, so here's the grain. So I'm just gonna slice against the grain. Just do a kind of like angled cut across the grain. This is what we have. It's nice and medium rare. Looks pretty delicious. I'm gonna eat this plain. Nice. So, very rude. I'm talking with the food in my mouth. But let me show you what the sam or the wrap is like. So I'm taking some of the rice, putting in the scallions, that kimchi. Here's the sauce, the samjang, and some jalapeno. And top it off, we'll put this nice piece of Jumuluk flank steak carby. Just wrap that into a sam. Sorry, it's a big mouthful. That is really good. Lots of juicy beef flavor with the condiments and the vegetables. In Korean, you would say, 맛있다. Take care.